friends, it's Steph with Stefsonabudget. Welcome back for another video. Today we're going to be doing a budget with me for our technically last paycheck in December. However, the way that I break down my paychecks is not necessarily monthly. So what I mean by that is I don't have a budget that begins and closes from the first to the last day of the month because I'm not paid monthly, I'm paid biweekly. So this first paycheck is technically going to actually count as our first 2025 paycheck the way that I have it broken down. And I'll kind of show you that here in a second, a little bit more what that looks like. In fact, so at the beginning of the year, every year, I will make a little cheat sheet for a monthly pay period breakdown. And then I also, list out the cost of my subscriptions because they change so much, especially like streaming services and whatnot. And then I also list out any annual subscriptions so that I can remember them a little bit easier. And so you can see December's budget was our paychecks of $11.29 and $12.13, and I need to make my 2025 breakdown, but this is going to count towards our January budget. So hopefully I didn't confuse you, but I just can't ever make the numbers work from the 1st to the 31st because, like I said, I'm just not paid monthly. So this is how I adjust it to make it a little bit easier for me when I look at things from a monthly perspective. But that's a lot of rambling. So we're looking at the 27th, which means we're going to be looking to pay everything that's highlighted in this yellow color. And of course, that's going to carry over into our January budget. And so we're going to also need to cover all these. And you can see most of this, it's only a couple of days in December, and most of the expenses coming out are January's expenses. So logically, it kind of works anyways. So let's go ahead and flip over. We're going to need our paycheck budget tracker here. This is what we're going to be working on. And if you're new to my channel, I use the Budget Mom printable workbook. I absolutely love her workbook, and I bought the printable one a few years back, and that's what I've been using. And I really like it. And then what I do is I print it and punch it, and I stick it in a big happy planner. And so that's what this binder is here. It's a happy planner that I have kind of essentially put together, although none of the papers in here are really happy planner anymore because I've created my own monthly spreads and whatnot. So, but I absolutely love it because I can pick what papers I want, what I don't need, I don't have to print and use or have in her already bound binder. So yeah, that's what I use. Sorry guys, I'm kind of at like a loss for words here. All right, well, since that, let's just go ahead and jump into the budget. So we're gonna be budgeting our December 27th paycheck. And my husband and I both work full-time in healthcare. We're both paid bi-weekly on the same Friday every 2 weeks. So we are going to just budget our income. And this is Saturday, the day after payday. So I already know the actual budget amount. I'm not going to mess with the cents though. So we're going to be budgeting $4,480 in income. And this is our first check where we're seeing a difference in pay. So it's quite a bit less than what we're used to, because we have less call schedule coming in, and that's going to happen about every third paycheck is kind of the way I figured it. So I have been kind of holding on to some rollover our last 2 checks in anticipation of this to see kind of what that was going to look like. So because of that, we are also going to go ahead and budget in some of that rollover that we did put aside, and we're going to budget in $282 of that. So that is what we're going to be working with our income. So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to have to kind of have a slight change in how we're budgeting this year, but that is okay. So we've got a total income of $4,762 that we're going to be working with this payday. And then we're going to jump down into our fixed expenses section. So this is going to cover all of our bills, our four walls, all the must get paids, right? So I split my mortgage in two. We're going to go ahead and put the second half of January's mortgage together and make that payment. So that's $1,227, and our mortgage did have a small little bump of like $14 and some odd cents. So we're just setting $11.43 per paycheck aside. So we're gonna go ahead and budget that amount. Okay, let me just take a quick peek. I don't wanna flip around too much. Next up, we have cell phones. Let me just kind of write these in before I forget. And then, okay, and then I'll fill in them out. So we have our cell phones on the 28th, and that's $330. And yes, that is a lot, but it covers 6 lines, all unlimited, everything. So our cell phone carrier has told us, like, don't change anything because we would be paying a lot more for what we have now on their new plans. We're kind of grandfathered in because we've had the same cell phone service forever. All right, we have a subscription of Amazon Kids that's going to come out. I think that's the 29th, and that's $7. And then we're going to jump into January. So this is everything from December. And then January, I have my student loan payment. We have our internet bill, and our student loan is due on the 2nd, and that's $100 is what I put towards that. Internet on the 3rd, and that's $65. We're going to pay my truck payment on the 5th, and that's $1,013. Hey, let me just make sure I'm not forgetting anything. So you can see I'm just going through everything that's highlighted here, with the exception of a few things, because I have some accounts in here, like a couple of credit cards that are highlighted, but they're paid off. There's no balance, so we don't have to worry about any of that. Okay, then I have my home gas bill, and we have, in the beginning of 2024, we finished paying off a personal loan, and so we have our personal loan debt snowball, and we're going to pay that with this paycheck. So even though it technically, let me show you guys something, it technically falls within the next payday, I am paying it a little bit ahead with this paycheck just to kind of better balance the amount of expenses that are coming out. If I left it here, I had about $300 or so more in expenses than if I shifted it. So it kind of like evened it up a little bit more for me. And it made it so I didn't have such a light and then such a heavy, expense per pay period. Okay, our gas bill is $120 this month. Don't give out on me now, Pin. And then our personal loan debt snowball is $150. All right, let's add all that up and make sure. It seems like I don't have much there, so I hope I'm not forgetting anything. Let's add it up and see what the numbers look like, and I'll be able to tell. Okay, we actually got it all. It looks good. Okay, so we're looking at $2,928 for our fixed expenses. So I'm going to take that from our income of $4,762, and that's going to leave us $1,834 to work with. So we'll bring that number down to our variable expenses, or what most of us know as our cash envelopes. So let me go ahead and fill these in. Oh my goodness, guys. My hand is not wanting to write out the groceries. All right, let me switch the pen because this one's getting funky on me. I think sometimes it's like the paper, All right, so we have groceries, Costco, gas. We have a miscellaneous category. We do like house and beauty. Okay, we have spending. We do takeout. We do water, and we have a pets category. Okay, that's all of our sinking funds. So groceries is gonna get 300, or not our sinking funds, but our envelopes. Costco is gonna get 200. I had a comment the other day on a video asking what the difference between these two is. And we don't like normal grocery shop at Costco. That just wouldn't cover kind of what we need for groceries. I don't know. I'm always curious how people can like do their grocery shopping at Costco and Sam's Club. But we don't, but we do stock up on some things. And Costco is, yes, we do buy groceries there. Like some things in bulk, like I like to buy my hamburger beef there. Lots of things, cheese, bacon we get from there. There's definitely some staples, but we do also buy a lot of like household items. So that's why I typically don't have a lot in the house and beauty category, because Costco covers a lot of that. So like all of our paper plates, paper towels, toilet paper, laundry soap, all of that kind of stuff, it comes out of Costco, and that's why I keep them separate. Groceries is just our normal day-to-day grocery shopping. And then Costco is more household stuff with some bulk item groceries, but we definitely don't do normal grocery shopping there. I just could never make that work, and we'd never get through like the amount of produce and things like that that we purchase from there. So I thought that was a good question. But yes, technically groceries, Costco, house and beauty, they're kind of, a lot of people would consider those in the same category. But I like to see it broken down this way in my mind. In your budget, you certainly don't have to have them separate. You could keep them all together, and you know, you could have one envelope where you stick the whole, in our case, what would be $500, and you would use what you needed at either place and be good. I need a separate budget, especially for Costco. Costco is really easy to overspend at for us. So I like seeing it in its separate envelope. I can track it a little bit better. And I feel like I have a little bit more control of what's going out, if that makes sense. Okay, so next up we have gas for our vehicles, 150. Miscellaneous, we're gonna put 40, and this just covers like unbudgeted items essentially, you know. House and beauty is gonna get 60. And I've actually already spent 30 of this ordering shampoo from Amazon for my husband. So I am only going to cash stuff 30 of that. You guys will see. Spending is going to get 360. My husband and I both get $100 for the 2 weeks. He does what he wants. I do what I want. And then the rest we kind of put into a community pool, and we use it for a lot of different things. Sometimes our spending too, you know, it helps cover lunches and stuff when my husband's at work. And then also kids activities like sports and stuff with my oldest daughter who's in high school. All right, takeout, we're gonna put in 100. We pay for drinking water, you guys. So every couple of weeks we go fill up our water jugs. That's what that is. It's not like our home water bill. We have really hard water where I live. It tastes terrible. It's really hard. So like water filtration systems require like a ton of maintenance to keep them running and efficient here. So this is just the easier way. And we used to buy water at Costco, and oh my gosh, you guys, I get so sick of the water bottles all over the house. You know, the kids will open one and take 2 drinks and then it's wasted. So this has really been like life-changing for us, and the water is so good. Okay, and then our pets are gonna get $35. I am rambling a lot, you guys, so super chatty this morning, so sorry about that. You're probably getting more information than you bargained for with this budget with me. So our envelopes are going to get $12.87, and if we take that from our $18.34 that we have left over, that's going to leave us with $547 to carry over to our savings. So this section says sinking funds. I don't really use it for that. This is where I stuff like my savings challenges and my binders. So that's where we're gonna write these out. So we are saving for a month ahead an emergency fund. That's going to continue. We're going to start saving for Christmas 2025. I told you guys I have to save year round. I got one paycheck off and now it's time to get back on it. I have my normal savings challenge binder. This is the one that typically stuffs our sinking funds. And then because we're on a debt-free journey and that is our priority, we also have a debt binder where we're going to stick some more debt. Money towards debt. So month ahead, same $33 going into 2025. You guys, no changes there. However, we are going to change our emergency fund. So we were successful last year in 2024. I hope you guys caught the video the other day. We set a goal to save $1,000 to our emergency fund. So we already had an emergency fund of over $1,000, but it's definitely not an amount that we want to leave it at. It's something we want to continue to grow because, emergencies these days are often more than what we had in there, which wasn't much over $1,000, you guys. So we set a goal to add another $1,000 to our emergency fund. We were able to do that, which is amazing. So this year we're going to try and set a goal of adding $1,600 to our emergency fund in 2025. So in order to do that, I need to put about $64 aside per pay period because I get 26 pay periods in the year. And this will get us a little bit over the goal of $1,600. So we're going to increase this $24, you guys, $24 per paycheck. And where that extra $24 in the budget is going to come from, especially since we have lower income from time to time now, we're going to take it from our debt binder, which I know kind of sounds crazy when you just heard me say, our priority is debt payoff. We're on a debt-free journey. However, I am trying to kind of find a balance between both saving and debt payoff. And I think this is personal finance. Not everybody's going to agree. Some people on their debt-free journey are going to be very Dave Ramsey oriented, if you will, where that's all they do. They get their $1,000 and then everything else is going to go towards debt. And that is perfectly fine, you guys. Some people are all about 100% debt. Some like a balance of savings and debt, and some maybe have a lot of debt but are still wanting to focus on savings for a bit before they tackle the debt. No judgment, you guys. This is personal finance. You get to do it the way you want to do, and this is how we're choosing to go into 2025. Not to say we're not going to be hitting debt hard, because I do have some big debt goals for us. I just also really want some more comfort in our emergency fund, and I think squeaking out another $600 annually is doable. So $64 is going to go to our emergency fund now. We're going to be putting $100 towards Christmas. I have a goal of $3,000 for Christmas in 2025. At $100, I'm going to be a little bit short to hit that goal. So I'm going to be looking at ways to cover the extra $300 throughout the year in our Christmas fund to make up for that difference. Our savings challenges are going to get $150, and our debt binder is going to get $200. So you're going to see these numbers are a lot lower. Well, not a lot, but they're quite a bit lower than what I usually try to put $200 to savings challenges and $300 towards our debt binder. We're only going to be putting $275 towards our debt binder now because to make up the difference for the emergency fund. But when we have these lower incomes, we have to make this adjustment, guys. It just is what it is. I don't want to throw all this rollover towards that, and then we kind of run out of rollover money. So I just want to be cautious. And so we're going to bump these down a little bit. If we add all these up, it should add to the 547. But let's double check ourselves. Okay, and we are good. So 547 going into our savings, which then gets us to a zero-based budget. So that's what we hope to get to. Zero-based budget doesn't mean that there's zero money left in your account when you're done. You might have extra savings that's designated to just sit in your account. Now, I have a bit of a buffer in my checking account, and that that money is just to sit there in case something, you know, weird comes through, or, you know, a subscription that I forgot about maybe comes through, that sort of thing. It kind of gives me a little extra coverage in there if I need it. Zero base just means that you're giving every dollar a job, even if that job is to kind of sit in the account and do nothing, if that makes sense. All right, friends, I am so chatty. So that is a look at our December 27th paycheck. So this is how we plan to use our income. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle things around, and we'll go ahead and do a quick little cash stuffing of our envelopes while we're here together. And so let me get that set up, and we'll do that together. All right, friends, I've got my wallet out, so we're ready to stuff it. I have kind of some weirder denominations that I wouldn't normally have for my cash stuffing, because we finished our debt binder and I was going to go deposit that money. And then I was like, you know what? I don't want to go deposit and then pull money out. I'll just make this money work. So I have some weird numbers that I don't normally have, but we're going to start with groceries, and it's going to get $300. So we're going to do 100, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, and 3. So 300 going into groceries. And remember, we're paid every 2 weeks, so this will cover us for 2 weeks, you guys, everything we put in here. Costco's gonna get its $200, so we're gonna do 100 and 200. So Costco now has 152, 250, 270, 290 in there. So I still had $90 left from the last time, which is great. So we have a little extra. Okay, remember, House and Beauty normally gets 60, but I've already spent 30, so it is going to get 30 today. So let's do 30. I have to remember that. Okay. Miscellaneous is going to get its 40, so let's do 40 like that. I'm not sure what, I don't normally have all these 10s, so. All right. Spending is going to get the 360, so let's see, we've got 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, let's see, and we'll do 50, 60, I guess. Okay, so 360 going into spending. All right, water needs the 42, and that should be the last of it. 20, 30, 40, and 2. Perfect. So there is that. And we had a quick little cash stuffing. Now, pets, you saw me budget 35. So just like the House and Beauty, I had to order I do like a subscription on Amazon for Dunkin's wet food, and it was delivered today, so that came out of my account. So that $35 was spent already, so we're not stuffing it because I spent it. But Pets does have some left over. I always roll over Pets and Costco. Everything else gets unstuffed, so we still have $70 in our Pets envelope, which is good. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to increase this a little bit going into the new year. I wasn't able to do it this paycheck because of the lower income, but when we have kind of our normal income, I think I'm going to increase that to $50. It seems like I'm having to pull from other places on occasion to kind of cover the dog food. So I definitely don't want to get in a place where we're like behind and I'm always trying to scramble for money. So I might make an increase once a month on that. But all right, guys. Wow. I hope you made it this long. I'm awkward in this video today. I'm out of practice clearly, but thank you so much for joining me for another video. I hope you found this helpful. I am super excited to watch all of you guys going into 2025 with your budgeting. I hope that you'll stick around here. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button to stick around, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, friends.